kids at Taitapu School shows that you can in fact win Agri Kids in 1 year.
Yeah, these boys are quite an inspiration really. You need to have that sort of determination to win, you need to have a good base of skill, but more than anything just have some fun with it, and they certainly did.
It's a national competition.
Yeah, we started at the very beginning of the year, so around February, March into April, depending on the part of the country we're in. This year we started with 555 children competing in teams of 3. It whittled down to 21 teams of 3 that got to grand final, and these 3 boys from Taitapu Primary made it through and won the thing.
What sort of skills do you need?
I guess you need to have a good sort of understanding of animals and where food comes from, and starting to apply some of those basic principles into agriculture.
These guys are pretty young. There's 3 stages though, aren't there?
Yeah, so the Agri Kids is really for the 8 to 13-year-old. When they go from primary school to secondary school, they can join TNAG clubs or form TNAG clubs at school. And there's a TNAG competition, that's a sort of 14 to 18 or 13 to 18, third form, year 9 to year 13. And then once you get to post-school, then you get into the ANZ Young Farmer Contest where the real action begins.
As far as your movement is concerned, you're basically setting up open channels for anyone who wants anything to do.
Absolutely, yeah, this is not just for farming kids, this is for anybody that has an interest in where primary industry, so where food comes from, where fibre comes from, anything to do with land-based activity, because there's so many career options. It doesn't have to be a farming career, there's so many options for these young people in technology and science and marketing, as well of course as being on the land itself.
And as far as children are concerned, what channels do they go through? They lean on the teacher probably.
Yeah, it does help to have teachers that encourage, but we find there's lots of parents out there that just want their kids to have some kind of outdoor kind of pursuit as opposed to just sitting in front of a computer or a game.
A big strength obviously in the country rather than in the urban area.
At this stage, and that would be pretty common sense. Our big challenge is to replicate these things into urban environments so that we can pair up schools, an urban school with a country school, and actually get that dialogue going of what our industry is all about rather than just being gumboots and spades.
Because there's a huge resource in the city for the farming world.
Oh, absolutely. As more and more of our school children are actually based in the urban environment and losing touch with where agriculture comes from and does and how important it is, we actually need to engage with these urban schools.